Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have our first experience with the raids as a community, and I must say that I do not hear a lot of good feedback so far. Virtually everybody was trashing raids on the forums, in the line rooms, and in my stream chat. I did not genuinely hear a single player who's like, yep, the raids are great, I'm happy with the raids. And there are quite a lot of different compounding reasons for that I will try to cover in this video. You can consider this as a feedback video, a raids rant type of video, because I'm going to try to do, well, the feedback part, but I'll probably go into the ranting territory a bit as well. As we can see, we have down the first boss already, so we did put in a little bit of extra effort from our AQ resources. But the point is that at the moment, raids seem way too finicky, way too, well, thoughtless in a sense. Somebody clearly planned out this great thing in the head, but when you put it in life, it just does not work, because here is going to be the first point. Raids stand for everything Kabam has tried to get rid of in Alliance Quest, and I hope this is not by design. I hope this is by their oversight and lack of understanding. But if we take a look at the evolution of Alliance Quest, and let's face it, raids is effectively kind of like an extra cherry on top for the Alliance Quest, then we definitely, need to acknowledge some things that Kabam has done, especially recently, but over time in general, to make life somewhat more comfortable for us. And number one thing would be the fact that we continuously got these linked nodes that got removed from Alliance Quest maps, and the reason for that is so we would not have to wait for a specific person to quote-unquote unlink us in order for us to be able to carry on. Now, raids, by the mechanic of their ramp-up for the champions, completely exclude that. So at this point, you need all three people at the same time every day for a week on a place, ready to play and be waiting. And that is, again, complete opposite of, user friendliness. This is as user unfriendly as it possibly can be, because not only you need to get at the two teammates you have with you online at the same time, ready to play, you also need them to be able to watch the game continuously, look at that red timer, waiting for the fights to expire, doing nothing else, just looking at the screen. Even being in the game is not quite good enough, because you can't really go in an arena, grind a couple of rounds, come back. They're just messy. So the end result is that everybody just stares at what their teammates are doing one at a time, and then, going in. And that's effectively watching the paint dry. I cannot believe that, Kabam thought that's going to be a good idea. And the reason for that is because every one of these ramp-up fights, we kind of need to do in the order, Tactician, Assault, or Vanguard, and then rinse and repeat, especially once ramping up. So that kind of sucks already, right? The second bit is that unlike Alliance Quest, where Kabam actually recently gave us an opportunity to decide which days we play and move to the 4-day week in order to give us more off time, raids again is a complete antithesis to that, because not only we cannot select which days we play, we have to play every single day if we want to utilize the free revive part, or almost free revive part of it. So that is a 7-day commitment immediately. And additionally, it is a 7-day commitment where, again, you need to be in consistent talks and chatting with your teammates for them to be present there and have like half an hour or whatever time required for this loop to go through. And yeah, just sucks. It just sucks. Again, Kabam removed the links so we wouldn't have to wait for the teammates. Raids brought it back. Kabam reduced the amount of days that we need to take part in and let us select which days. Kabam took that away. So on that account alone, raids seem extremely frustrating. And, the two main sources from that is the ramp-up mechanic, the fact that we cannot ramp up ourselves, the fact that we need to ramp up our teammates, and also the fact that we get basically this 2 revive allocation a day. They should simply set it to a weekly revive allocation. 14 revives for the cycle is what we can get for free, and how we use it is up to them. And then if it's short, we can, buy extra ones or use AQ ones or whatever. But the point is, don't force us to come back to this every day, to get 2 people together every day and then watch the paint dry as they fight. I do my fight for like 2 minutes, then I need to wait for them to realize that I have finished my fight, enter the fight, do the fight. I'm going to be looking at that timer going down, and then a teammate of mine has to do all of that whilst I still do that too. And then effectively I get to fight for another 2 minutes. It's just stupid. It's dumb. They need to do something better with that. Right, so those are the first bigger criticisms with the organization of it. The next criticism that I have actually is with the raid loot itself, because there is a vast variance with it. And then this is another thing that Kabam effectively had in Alliance Quest and moved away from AQ because it was absolutely not fair. And that is these massive random rewards here. Because there could be a player who puts in way more effort taking down a boss, for instance, and he gets like 10% tier 6 CC. And then there's a teammate who kind of lags behind, opens this chest and gets a 7-star Ultron or 20,000 Titan shards. This RNG reward type in team game modes just does not work. It just creates friction in Alliance. It just creates, again, the feeling that you are getting shafted over. And if Kabam is going to keep these chests in there, which is something I do not necessarily recommend, then they definitely need to reduce the top and bottom. You cannot have 10% tier 6 CC fragments together with 20,000 Titan shards. Absolutely not. It's just disgusting. And again, we had this. We had these AQ crystals that Kabam had that gave us some bits of tier 4 basic catalysts and tier 4 CC catalyst fragments, and then it started sprinkling in like tier 5 CCs. But the problem is that it also at rare times gave like full catalysts, and the rewards discrepancy there was absolute massive in between teammates. Kabam had this in AQ. They removed it because they recognized that it is not fair on the team when there are so vastly different rewards awarded for the same job, effectively, or similar job. Then we had this in AQ where we had these Alliance War Season rewards crystals as well. And they removed them too because we do not want this stupid ass RNG in our team-based rewards. And now they have brought it back to the raids. I genuinely don't like it, but if they are adamant on having these things in there, then for the love of God, make sure that every single thing in there at the same time feels at least worthwhile. Like, the bare minimum that should be in there is like a tier 6 CC if they will have 20k Titan shards in there. Like, getting a 10% of a tier 6 CC from this is just disgustingly disappointing. That's just the end of it. The second bit is, this isn't necessarily a feedback, but where the hell is my reward? We could see me finish up the lane and get this chest on the stream, and I got nothing. Or if I did get something, then it was something so useless that I can't even notice it, because I didn't get Ultron, I didn't get any Titan or 7-star shards, and I can't notice any change to my tier 6 CC count as well. So, did I get something? I don't know. I don't think I did. Maybe I did, but Kabam definitely needs to make a comment on it, because there is already a group of players who seemingly are just missing the, chest rewards, while there are other people getting 7-star Ultrons and 20,000 Titan shards, so that kind of sucks. The next bit of constructive criticism is, why the hell the single revives are 200 units? It's like, for a single revive to play, it's like just an extra fight has to be 200 units, and to make it all worse, it's not even 100% revive. It just revives it 60%. So the free ones that you get is 100%, right? Revive, and these get you back up to 60, and you have to pay 200 units for it. It's so cash grabby. They should definitely drop the price of these. I think 100 units is about where it should be if need be. I don't like this whole buy revives to finish up or finish faster mechanic in the first place, but 200 units is just dumb to begin with, in my opinion. Right. So, ultimately, like, if I need to collect everything that I have said about raids in kind of like a shorter version, raids made every single mistake that Kabam spent 7 or 8 years fixing in Alliance Quest. And that's just mind-blowing. This game is soon to be 10 years old. This game has entered its 10th year. And, we can acknowledge the fact that Kabam has learned some things over time, right? Like, get RNG shit out of team rewards, for instance. Or, don't force us to wait on a single player for an entire day, for instance, by removing links in Alliance Quest and Alliance Quest. Right? And all of these things. And that is without even me mentioning the stupid ass 10% damage cap, which should not exist in the first place, which is, again, just like a die now mechanic in every Everest type of content, which is the cheapest and cash grabbiest thing Kabam can add to the game ever with these timers. I'm sorry, but it's just dumb. What they have done here is, design something, I think, overly complex and completely opposite to what a user-friendly game mode is supposed to be. This has issues structurally, systematically, and, definitely every single corner in terms of player enjoyment. The only half-decent things that I can say about raids is fights themselves. I don't think the fights are, that awful. I think everything surrounding them, the rewards format, the way we need to coordinate and fight and, go through the raids map itself, all of that is just trash. It really is. And from what I have heard, there's going to be a whole heap of alliances that tried out raids and already have said, never again. This fucking sucks. And whilst Kabam said that raids are not meant to be for everybody, I get it, but that is the line that they typically use when they release like a garbage offer, for instance. It just means that they, I think, overall at large, have done a very, very poor job. Somebody overlooked something very badly. And in terms of raids, they definitely overlooked many, many different things. So here we are. Let me know what you guys think about raids. I think Kabam could fix them in order. I think there is, tuning available. I think, again, just allowing us get all the revives from the start, or at the very least increasing the amount of revives that we can get a day, and have them reset every 3 days. So maybe we can do it in 2 sessions or something. Could help the game mode. I think, reducing the top and bottom of these chests is definitely a must. Otherwise, it's just going to make so many people so pissed off. And there are more and more things to work on. This by no means will be a successful or a popular game mode in its current iteration. And I think pretty much all of my worst fears about raids kind of came true. Or not worst fears, criticisms, I suppose. Anyways, let me know what you guys think, but raids at the moment are kind of stupid. That is going to be the closing thought of the video, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information